Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back here to Funan Digital Life Mall. It is all on in the 1v1 time this time. It is the two warrior classes coming head-to-head, toe-to-toe, and whichever way you like. Singapore taking on China. It is Nima on my right. No, it's not. But that's fine. We'll get there. And it is over on the other side, it is the Chinese player in the form of, yes, it is Nima. Nima on my right, taking on the Chinese player in the form of 777. We're going to head across to the Lost Temple, and it'll be all on for those two players. So the two warrior classes, of course, the Swordmaster and the Mercenary, taking each other on here. They are close-range aggressors, and as a result, this is going to be a very melee-oriented battle. They won't be able to sit afar from each other, giving them too much tap from a distance, because they'll have to get right in and get amongst it. So this is going to turn into a very combination-oriented matchup, and that's exactly how it's going to start off here, as the Swordmaster getting the wrong side of that stick, and just copping a little bit too much heat from the Mercenary in the form of 777 just at this stage. The Chinese player just getting the upper hand in the earlier efforts here, just making sure his opposition player is ragdolled around it quite a little bit, as Nima just stuck over in a corner, bashed and parried, and then whacked against a wall, and it'll be combo city time. Boom! That is the round, as quick as you like. Expect these rounds to come thick and fast, because that is exactly the pace that these two melee characters will take as they go into the close range battling. So Nima just in the 1v1 element here, coming through from the back towards the spawn. He looks and runs aggressively in through to the mid. Underneath the troll bridge as the close range attacks start to come into effect. As the 777 man, the boulder comes out there. He does have a little bit of a long range attack, does the 777, but there's still a little bit more to it than going from the depth of the tickling range with that boulder. They come in both close and try and get the combos working. Nobody can do so at the moment. A couple of kicks there doing well for the Mercenary, as 777 gets a couple of combos off, but the Swordmaster can't retaliate, and here comes 777 once again. He's unrelenting when he gets kicked off and rocking, and he bashes the player up high into the air. The Swordmaster stuck on the ground, can't recover the whirlwind attack, and that is all she wrote, ladies and gentlemen. China grabbing another. 2 rounds to zip, and that man is absolutely staunch when he gets those combinations working. It will turn into a very combination-oriented matchup, as the Mercenary once again goes roaring out of his spawn area. They both come to clashes in the mid, try and bash towards each other. The big slashes, the air slashes come through with those vortexes going on there. Another couple of slashes from the Swordmaster. Big shot there from him. He'll pick up a decent little bit of damage off those ones. And then he'll have to watch out, because the close-range combos are going to start to come into play. Mercenary just managing to avoid the takedown there on that occasion. The Swordmaster this time now, he's into a bit of more of a problem. Stuck up against a wall as well. This is not going to end well for him. He somersaults out of the way and then cops a bit of heat from the scything shot there from the Swordmaster. Swordmaster got in close, couldn't quite take the kill, as they both run around all over the map. The shot's a good one here. The Mercenary goes for the circular attack. Couldn't quite pick it up as well as he has done the last couple of rounds. So now there's an opportunity here for Nima. He fires a couple of those shots off. He hits one and misses with the other, as the Mercenary now trying to avoid imminent danger as they're both going toe-to-toe with each other. The run goes on there as the Mercenary just holds off. So we'll have a little bit of a Mexican standoff at the back here. The vortex shot comes in. There's the big slash in the air, goes flinging down the other end of the corridor. They go racing up to the top of the bridge. Shot goes out there from Nima. They're going to go chasing and tailing each other. Nima just trying to avoid the close range attack of that man, the 777. They're now going to start going toe-to-toe. The 777 starts to unload on top of his opposite player. As I say that, Nima just firing the shot off and getting a decent one onto his opposite man. It's a slightly more distance variation here from the Swordmaster as he flings another one of those shots off. Mercenary is going to have to come back around the other side and find the Swordmaster. The boulder from point-blank range is a good one. And then the shot, and then he follows it up with another cop. Oh, but hold the phone! Nima strikes back, grabs himself one up on the board, and it'll be 2 rounds to 1 on the scoreboard. So Nima just working that he has better defense, or better distance attacks rather than defensive attacks. They are slightly defensive based, but more distance based is the key for him. His combination's not really coming into effect until he can get a couple of those distance shots onto the target. Here comes the Mercenary now, through onto him. A boulder from point blank range once again, but it's not going to really come off for too much in terms of the damage perspective. The shots from the Swordmaster now with that big searing sword, as it knocks a few holes in the right directions, but now the axe is going to come into full effect. The mercenary try to bash him, can't quite slash him, and the smashes come on through now, but hold the phone. The pain train's going to unload from that man Neymar as he unloads a couple of those air slashes. They fire the wind off in the right direction, and it's going to be searing through the opposition player. At the moment, though, it's going to be all 777. He bashes him into a corner and takes the hit, takes the kill, and a pensive-looking Neymar sits back from his laptop and says, what to do next? And it's 3 rounds to 1 in favour of the Chinese player, 777. He is not being as tested as hard as he was against the Elemental Lord of Gurmore just a little earlier on today. But still, plenty for him to battle it out and fight for. Here come the shots. The Swordmaster now trapping 777 on the corner there. The boulder comes over in his direction, just gets a touch of splash damage as the shots are now coming into consideration. There's close melee play, ladies and gentlemen. More shots coming out as the big bash there from the mercenary is a decent one at that. And the barbaric bashing that is going on here is just absolutely unrelenting from 777. He's now got himself into a combo situation. He can start to unload, gets the somersault shot out, he gets the barrel roll out, and then he pushes him over into a corner. He's going to get him stuck. No, he couldn't quite affect the whirlwind attack. He is going to still have an opportunity here. The shot, that's the rage attack there from the Swordmaster. It did hit a little bit, so it could be curtains here for the mercenary if he's not too careful. So they'll come to blows in close range, but that merciless mercenary in the form of 777 once again bashing himself to a victory as he just ragdolls poor old Neymar into a corner and goes up 4 rounds to 1 on the scoreboard. Close range attacks are the name of the game within this 1v1, ladies and gentlemen. Singapore taking on China at the Alienware arena. That is the Dragon Nest Arena, of course, sponsored by Alienware. Intel CPUs inside of them, and the 2 players coming to grips with these laptops with some consummate ease as the shots start to push on through. More shots ringing out as the absolute unstoppable mercy of that mercenary continues to unleash. He fires more shots off. Now he's got him parried up against the corner, bashing him up in the air, comboing up the ridicularity. It is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, hammers him up in the air. It was almost like he threw him up in the air to launch him when he dropped back down, and that's exactly what's happened. This round is going to go, and this game is going to go the way of China. Here it comes, ladies and gentlemen. It's just going to delay for, there we go, second. 5 rounds to 1. China grab it, and it'll be a nice little victory there for 777. He is very, very adept with the mercenary class and continues to confirm it there as we will take a wee break and be back in a second. So back to the Lost Temple we head, ladies and gentlemen, for another battle to the death. It is first round honours in favour of China. The Singaporean player now having to pick himself up off the dirt as the Swordmaster and Mercenary come back into the middle of the map and start to beat on each other in a great big furious fashion. The Swordmaster trying to get himself a little bit more space between him and the Mercenary this time round as Neymar just unloading a few shots from the distance. He's got the Vortex perfectly positioned. It was the long range Vortex attack, and it did hit his opposition player up in the right direction. Now he's stuck though on the ground, and he's got to avoid that mercenary close range attack, which is what he's trying to do, and do so with good effect at this stage early on in the round. It was a 5 rounds to 1 win in favour of 777, the mercenary here from China, as Neymar, the Singaporean Swordmaster, tries to compel his way back into a win as he's just sitting in close. This could end badly for him because now here comes a retaliatory attack from the mercenary. He was looking down and out was 777, and he's come back with a vengeance. It's going to be a close battle to the bitter end. The left foot comes out. It couldn't quite hit from 777. If it had, it was you've got to say that it would have been the end of the round, I'm sure. And there it comes in the end anyway. Massive comeback from China. 777, he's got all the skills to boot. In fact, no, I had it wrong. It'll be Singapore who grabs the win. Great work from the Singaporean player, of course, on the ancient side this time round. And the Chinese player just struggling to finish off on that occasion. So the axe-wielding mercenary comes roaring into the middle of the map. The slicing shots come out from the Swordmaster as they both send themselves backwards. Or the dive attack from the Swordmaster didn't hit its mark, and now he's left himself vulnerable to a mercenary who is bashing him underneath the troll bridge. The Neymar will manage to escape it as he does so there, but it will not stop at this stage as the mercenary continues to try and pummel him. Oh, big bash over the head there with the axe-wielding lunatic swinging furiously hard. 777 has had having a whale of a time here, and it is complete opposite for Neymar as he is bandied all over the map, and it'll be even Stevens once again, 1 round apiece. This is 1v1 action, ladies and gentlemen, coming courtesy of the Shanda Invitational. These players have battled it out in the Southeast Asia region to be the best in their various respected areas, and now they're looking to progress that a little bit more and take out the title for their respective countries. China, Singapore, Malaysia and the Philippines are the 4 areas vying for the honours of the SEA champ here in the Shanda Invitational best of 4, as these two players in the 1v1 competition just going toe to toe once again. And in close and dirty, they get in amongst it. The shot from the Swordmaster could have ended up in a whole world of hurt for the Mercenary as he bashes Neymar up into the air. Now he's got him into that combo situation. He has been absolutely fantastic this round through. He's not gone and got himself. Let's have a look and see how much damage he took. 10% damage on that round is what the player with effectively took down. He withstood a whole world of hurt, and that is great work from the Mercenary 777 here as he launches himself in through to the middle of the map. Of course, this competition proudly supported by Alienware, Intel, Sound Image Productions and Star Hub, bringing it all together for you. And the prizes these two players are vying for, as well as all the other players in the 3v3 and 1v1 competition, are proudly brought to you by TT Esports by Thermal Take. Shots here from the Mercenary, once again pushing to their mark and getting right on the money and right on the button. The shots are going in, pushing hard as Neymar trying to get a couple of shots onto that man, the Mercenary 777, but he's just struggling to get some distance between him and the 777 at this stage. Neymar, on the other hand, is just getting a little bit of heat and a little bit of tap from that Mercenary player. 777 just starting to get himself into close range. He's got himself a good dazed hit there. Now he'll start the vortex, the big swinging axe, round and round in circles it goes, and I'm just waiting for the vortex to come out. It hasn't done so yet as he chases now. Here comes the cat and mouse game as they go roaring around the map. Oh, as they go chasing each other in various different directions. It's just sort of run left, right, up, down, all over the place, and bang. 777 is absolutely on song this afternoon. He's got the legs crossed and he's just sitting there cool, calm and collected as it goes 3 rounds to 1 on the scoreboard here in the Dragon Nest Arena. Of course, the PvP action, just one of the many variations that you can have in Dragon Nest. A solid multiplayer online game at the best of times as well. So there's a storyline if you want to play by yourself, or if you want to go nuts with the opposition. PvP is the place to go, and this is a solid format of PvP. The big punch comes out from 777 there as it just missed its mark, but he's already done a decent amount of damage to the opposition player. The Swordmaster in the form of Neymar struggling to find his mark at this stage as we just switch over to watch what he's doing, and goodness gracious me, these two players just continue to bash each other over in a corner. There's the win, the circular motion axe swing from that man as on the money and on the mark, and he will grab himself another round win. So it'll be 4 rounds to 1, match point and game point potentially here for 777. They beat each other under the bridge, and then some distance is put between them. That'll work in the favour of Neymar. He just hasn't been able to do that enough with the Swordmaster in hand. The barrel roll comes from the Mercenary class 777 as these two warrior classes come to blows on the map of Lost Temple in this 1v1 matchup. Once again, it is Neymar who is on the wrong end of the stick. The Singaporean player really suffering at the hands of the Chinese 777 as he continues to do massive damage abounds. And here he goes, the combo is up as a shot goes on. His Swordmaster has been putting some combos together, just not striking them as well as he wants to. And continued shots go flying through the air. Here comes the Swordmaster now. Can he try and grab himself a round? Will it be conciliatory, or will it be just another round that he could try and grab along the way into a round victory, or a game victory if you will, as the Mercenary rocks on around the corner. 1 minute gone in the game is not really time is not really going to be one of those factors as they start to play a game of cat and mouse up over the bridge. They're faster than my camera, so I'm going to have to catch up with them in just a moment as the players now start to use the stairs to full effect. Here comes the Mercenary 777, starts to unload onto his opposite number. He bounces down the other side of the bridge, and will he he'll wait it out, the vortex shots from the Swordmaster. The Swordmaster's going to sit up the top. Oh, cheeky taunt there from 777. He throws it out there, unfazed as well. Doesn't even shame the face at all. Doesn't even show a smirk or anything. It just stays there quite happily along the way. As 777 is having a whale of a time here in this 1v1. He's about to unload Merry Hell onto poor old Neymar. And there goes the big boulder. That's going to knock him down for a second, and that's going to allow him to follow up with the win. 777 2G, far 2G on this occasion. He'll win it 5 rounds to 1. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That is the round done and dusted here in the 1v1 competition. 777 grabbing himself another win on the way through. The Singaporean player with absolutely no answer, as that mercenary was merciless along the way. We'll have some more action coming back for you in just a few moments. That was China versus Singapore. China the winner here in the 1v1 competition at the Dragon Nest Arena.